week's show with the count out pinfall thing. I was kind of here for that, kind of not here for that, but excited to see what's going to happen in regards to that. Also, if you are not a VAW fan and you want more information with that, we have the VAW SL group. We will shout the links out throughout the show. Either me or JW will do that. Also, follow us on. We have a Facebook group as well as a VAW YouTube channel where you can go and check out any past action and anything maybe unrelated to wrestling itself. You can find it on youtube.com/VAW Entertainment as well as the VAW on Marketplace. And like I said, throughout the show, we'll kind of shout those links out so that everybody can follow them because it's a lot of numbers. And if I sit here and said, 177655566, it will be, no one's going to remember that. So it'll just be easier for us to shout that out, and we'll do that. But we're getting ready to get started here in 1 minute.
1 minute.
You fucking love it, don't you? You fucking love it, don't you, bitch? Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah. Fucking love it. You fucking love it, don't you? You fucking love it, don't you, bitch? Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah. Fucking love it. You fucking love it, don't you? Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah.
Please take off the Hubbeam Pokemon.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to VAW Turbulence. I almost wanted to say Elite because I'm used to that, but VAW Turbulence here live from London. JW, we have a jam-packed show tonight. Will you mind running down the card, telling people what to expect as we get ready for this action-packed night?
Sure, let's go with the beginning match. The first matchup will be Dustin Hernandez taking on Sin, the Demon of Darkness. It's going to be pretty legit. The Demon of Darkness kind of scares me. Just a little bit.
They always have their ways of getting to you, especially with entrances typically are very exciting, as well as how just overpowering they tend to be in the ring.
Sorry about that, the VAW Vice President was calling me. Had to put my phone on silent.
That's okay.
Number 2 match will be for the Temptations title, and get this, Matt, first blood match. That means the ladies will be getting bloody. We're gonna
be exciting for everybody. Everyone loves to see the carnage. Everyone loves to see some blood, and especially for the fact that it's going to be for the title. It's going to make it even that more intense. The first blood match in and of itself is very interesting to watch and very gory in and of itself. But then you add into the fact that it's going to be a title match, really amps up.
Forgive me for the pun, but we're gonna have a bloody good time here in England. Bloody good.
I'm my head at you right now. That's why you're so much more educated than me. I'm just a broke down country boy, JW. That's all I am.
And the main event is a surprise.
These are my favorite. I love whenever we don't know what's going to happen. It's always has that little level of unexpectedness. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
They reassured me that it will be worth the anticipation.
Well, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Like we said, we will continue to kind of shout out links to follow the VAW on Facebook, VAW's YouTube, which is easy to find with youtube.com/VAW Entertainment. Allows you to watch any past shows, any past tapings, as well as finding out other things that the VAW has in store, like some movies that JW has actually had the privilege of being in.
Yep, I sure did. I was in a horror flick here recently with a new monster named Belial.
Got to see him last Tuesday on Elite. Dude's freaking
He's
scary.
a beast.
Freaking scary, dude.
And I'm also the only Triple Crown champion in the VAW. I'm just saying.
Well, just go ahead,
Just
JW. Just
saying.
go ahead and just give us your resume while we're sitting here.
Oh, you ain't got time. 17-time champion. 17.
Well, that's something to be proud of, definitely. We should be getting ready to go here with the very first match of the evening.
Is it me or is it getting cold in here?
It's always cold to me, but even more cold, the chill that you get whenever he makes his entrance down here.
And we got Dustin Hernandez coming into the ring. He's about 6'1", weighs 235 from New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico. And his opponent stands 7 foot, weighs 305 pounds, from Death Valley, California. He is Sin, the Demon of Death. Rage. Welcome back there, Matt. Did you like the restrooms? I thought the restrooms here were pretty nice.
Dude, his intro was so scary. I had to go use the bathroom.
Yeah, I thought the restrooms here were nice.
They are.
I mean,
they're very nice.
I
like
mean,
the fact they have the automatic hand dryers, but like the really high-powered ones.
That comes in handy if you kind of don't get all the liquid off and you get your pants a little wet, you know.
Well, JW, I don't pee on myself, so maybe that's an issue that you should probably might want to just share with just a select few of people.
No, everyone dribbles.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, I guess everybody, everyone can't always hit the toilet. It's fine, though. It's fine.
Everyone dribbles. You're lying if you don't say you don't dribble every once in a while.
Well, I'm not going to admit that.
Of course the women don't dribble because they can shake it off, you know.
Yeah, they just stand up.
Yeah.
The bell is rung. We're going to get ready to get started here with the first match of the night. I'm excited. What do you expect to see out of this, JW, as they lock up in the middle of the ring?
I'm thinking Sin's going to dominate this whole matchup.
Well, he's definitely got the advantage in size. I mean, just with the lockup here, you see that he is at least one head taller than Dustin. Dustin goes around to the wrist lock, getting that arm twisting back behind Sin, pulling him down to the side. So early on, Dustin, going for the lockup early, establishing position and going straight for the wrist lock. But then Sin is able to counter with a headlock takedown, pulling Dustin down to the ground, squeezing on his head, putting that massive arm. I'm pretty sure, with Sin being as evil as he is, he's probably not wearing deodorant. I'm going on a limb and say that it's not only is it painful being down there, but then Johnny rolls him over for a headlock pin, but a count only one and a kick out.
He kind of smells like formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde? So he smells like dead people.
Well, that's kind of what formaldehyde is. It's embalming fluid.
I'm familiar with this. I'm familiar with this. You can kind of smell it from here. But it was a good move. Dust is able to snap Sin around and hold him, try to get for a quick pin, but it only goes for one count. Now slowly working his way up.
Maybe Sin's trying to choke him out with the smell.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is. But then Dustin throws Sin into the ropes. Irish foot back across the ring. Sin coming back to the middle. And he's caught in a headlock takedown. So now kind of switching positions here as now Dustin is on top with Sin's head between his arm and nipple area. And yes, I did say it, people. I said nipple area.
See, if I was in that predicament, I would bite the nipple area because I guarantee you he let go.
as they start to make their way back up to their knees.
I mean, he might not let go. He might ride that a little bit, you know.
He might.
But you rip that nipple off, I guarantee
Sin
you.
rolls Dustin up, going for a pin. Only a 1 count. Stands up, throwing Dustin into the ropes. Dustin slinging off the ropes, coming back across. Sin just standing in the middle of the ring. But then Dustin throws a shoulder block, knocking Sin down to the ground.
That's massive shoulder block.
I mean, it doesn't matter how big you are. If you get that amount of force coming off of the ropes back to you, and you're standing still in the middle of the ring, it's going to bring a lot of pain. I mean, you should know about this, JW. You've been in the ring. I don't have the experience that you do. Goes for the shoulder block, stomps. Sinway is on the ground, going straight down for the pin. Goes for a 1, but only 1 count. So we've had 3 attempts at pins here. All have just been for 1 count, which is not surprising considering that none of the moves have really given a large impact or have brought a large amount of force. I mean, the most pain that we've seen, or the most force that we've seen up to this point, was when Dustin comes off the ropes with a shoulder block. And even with that, I mean, with Sin being as big as he is, you can't expect that to be what's going to take him down. As Dustin stomps Sin while he's on the ground, shooting himself off of the ropes, going back to Sin's body, lying in the middle of the ring. Johnny rises up, leg drop right down across the face. So now you got to take advantage of it where this man is just laying down on the ground. You've got to be able to get your hits in while you can, because Sin is such a massive individual. As Dustin goes to lift him back up.
Yeah, and there's the old saying, you snooze, you lose. If you don't take advantage while Sin is on the ground, you're going to be in trouble.
And Dustin lifts him back up and then goes straight for 2 kicks to the gut. So he's continuing to punish the midsection. The leg drop kind of across the neck area. But then Sin comes right back with a clothesline. So just whenever Dustin might have been feeling like he was getting a little bit of momentum in this match, Sin just snuffs it all out. The clothesline right in the middle of the ring. And Sin going right back on the attack, lifting Dustin up. Both men standing in the middle of the ring. And Sin continuing to just punch him right across the face, lifting Dustin's head up and punching right across the face over and over, twice in a row. 2 punches straight, connecting right onto the face of Dustin.
You know, sitting here looking at Sin, I wonder, as ugly as he is, what does his mama look like?
I don't want to know. But during that, Sin is able to take control of the match by getting Dustin in an underhook suplex slam, nearly throwing Dustin's body across the ring and sliding him back to the middle as he goes down for a pin hook in the leg. Goes 1, 2, and the first 2 count that we've had of the night. Not surprising again, because Sin is actually starting to deal a little bit of damage here. That underhook suplex slam can be a dangerous move. Can be very effective. Dustin laying in the middle of the ring. Sin going back on the attack, lifting Dustin up. Sin just taking control of this match right now.
Yeah.
Getting Dustin right into the middle of the ring. Throwing Dustin into the corner. Sin going right back. Coming in to the corner where Dustin is sitting. And then punches right to the gut, just grabbing the hair of Dustin and punching 4 times straight to the stomach as Dustin drops down to his knees. Sin starting to take full control of this match as he lifts Dustin up onto the top rope. Wondering what Sin has in store here as Sin gets his massive body up onto the top rope itself. Lifting him up, superplex out to the middle of the ring. Sin taking all the punishment so far. Dustin thrown to the middle of the ring. Sin taking full control. If he's able to get over, this match could be over here soon. Delivering a lot of punishment and then getting that big body out into the middle of the ring with a superplex.
You know, it amazes me that Sin is controlling this match so well, because if he would have controlled his matches with Darian the Great Da Silva this well, he would be the No Blood champion. But Darian
in the middle of the ring, and now Dustin going on the attack.
Darian is still the champ, so that shows you Sin has a problem with controlling matches.
Well, it's all about picking your spots, and you have to be smart about it. I mean, Sin goes up to the top rope there and allows Dustin to kind of get back into the match with Dustin able to, flipping him off of the top rope there. So it's very important. But both men are just exchanging punches into the middle as Sin starts to take advantage and just 3 straight punches and goes straight for a big clothesline, knocking Dustin right back to the ground. Again, as we say, as soon as Dustin starts to get a little bit of momentum, Sin's able to snuff it out with that clothesline.
And Sarah Jane finally throws some input in there. She said, watch the punches. She's such a good ref.
But now, Dustin going on the attack as he gets up strong and then straight kick to the gut. And then he snaps his neck. Swinging neck breaker pulls Sin down to the ground. We're going to see if Dustin cannot capitalize here as he drops to one knee, clearly exhausted at this point in this match.
So,
But giving himself a little bit of room to work here.
I know you work mainly with Harmon on Tuesdays, but let me tell you something about Sarah Jane here. She has some brain damage. See,
We don't have to worry about her oogling all over the ladies, though. Harmon can't keep it in his pants.
Yeah, Sarah Jane has brain damage. See, I had this tag team partner at one time called Danny Boy Firehawk, and he kind of threw a beer bottle into the ring and hit her in the head, so now she has brain damage.
So it's your friend's fault.
He ain't my friend no more. He's a loser.
Jumps up, knee straight to the face, knocking Sin back down to the ground. Now Sin on the ground, Dustin standing tall in the middle of the ring. We're going to see he's going to be able to take full control of this match. Kind of been back and forth. We've seen Sin for the most part dominate. But as you said, he at times struggles with control, and he might be losing control of this match right here as Dustin goes lifting him up. We'll see if Sin's going to be able to counter this as well.
Struggles with control. That explains the mess in the first urinal.
Both men clearly exhausted at this point in this match. Sin out in the middle of the ring. Dustin climbing up using the ropes. But shooting himself across the ring, raising up, going for the drop kick. Drop kick connects straight to Sin's face, knocking Sin back down to the ground. As soon as Sin was able to get up, Dustin just stands at the ropes, waiting for Sin to rise up. As soon as Sin starts to stand up, Dustin shoots across the ring, lifts up, drop kick right to the face, going straight for the pin. 1, 2, kick out 2.
That's the only way he's going to get the win over Sin is by fast, repetitive action like that. You gotta be on top of it.
Yeah, you gotta continue to be on the attack here. As now Dustin continues to do that as he lifts Sin up in the middle of the ring.
I'd like to remind the fans that we have 2 more matches coming up after this, and also I would like to give a special thanks to London Hyde Park for having us here to put on this amazing wrestling event for you guys.
Yes, and in a very, very, very nice area. As Dustin takes control after he picks him up, he grabs up under his leg, lift up, scoop slam, dropping Sin straight down onto his back, continuing to punish the back and midsection of Sin, continuing to take control of this match, JW. As we were saying earlier, Sin struggles with control, and Dustin is not struggling with it right now as he is continuing to punish the monster in the middle of the ring. Dustin clearly feeling the effects of the attack from Sin earlier in the match, but right now he's the only one dishing out any punishment. Sin able to find his way back up to his feet.
You think, what's going on here as we're going to be down to 1v5 situation. Here is Johnny, the fat ass dickhead.
Dustin back with a kick to the gut. Both men exchanging punches and kicks back into the middle of the ring now. I feel like Dustin should have been able to get on the offensive there to be able to go down for the pin instead of just standing around at that point. But Dustin's able to grab And snap suplex, pulling Sin back down, throwing him across the ring, continuing to go, as you were saying, JW, with the big impact, with a large impact attacks, continuing to go with drop kicks and suplexes, continuing to bring pain to Sin.
Tag now on the floor. Kenny gets his bitch ass up as he lays on the floor there, actually waiting for Sarah Jane to say anything, as we're going to be down to a 5v4.
Dustin making his way back across the ring. Sin laying there, grabbing on his back from that snap suplex. Dustin needs to hurry up and get on him here. He needs to go ahead and go for the pin in this match. You can't just allow him to continue to make him to get back up. Instead of going for the pin, Dustin goes and lifting Sin back up into the middle of the ring, continuing to want to deal damage here instead of trying to go to end the match. But then Sin counters with a kick to the gut, and then a big boot right back to the face, knocking Dustin down onto his back, starting to take control of this match himself. Dustin may have waited too long.
You saw us that day. Your head should have got bust that day. In the streets you had to hush that day. Blood, you would have got rust that day. I bet you weren't listening. You were locked that day. Your chats of chain would have got pot that day.
Can you please stay off mic? We're trying to do a show here. Thank you very much.
Now Darian, the champion, has made his way into the middle of the ring, right into the middle of this match. Sarah Jane calling for Darian to get out of the ring. And Sin goes right in, performing a choke slam. Sarah Jane telling Darian to get out right now. Darian makes his way into the middle of the ring, but Sin throws Darian down with a massive choke slam. Both men laying lifeless in the middle of the ring. Sin the only one standing right now. Dustin had opportunities, I feel, early in the match to make things happen, to possibly take the victory, but he would not capitalize. And then Darian makes his way down to the ring, and Sin puts both men down. Dustin making his way back up to his feet. Sin standing in the middle of the ring, just staring at Dustin. Dustin grabbing at his head. As Darian now laying down in the middle of the ring, grabbing at his throat after that choke slam.
The bomb has been planted in that upper bomb site. Gonna be waking his. Yo, I saw you that time. You got beat black or blue that time. On the mic, you got through that time. Up on the stage, you got beat.
Sin lifting Dustin up over his head. Slam down, kneeling pile driver, dropping Dustin right onto the top of his head.
Trying to throw your wife that time. I saw where JD that time. Blood, she moving like a black that time.
Sin clearly taking full control of this match. Needs to go ahead and go for the pin. Go ahead and end this thing. Dustin had his opportunities, but Sin just kind of waited it out. Dustin would not go for the end there. And now Sin has full control of this match as he now stands over looking down at Dustin. Needs to hurry. Just go ahead and get the pin. Just go ahead and end this match. Reaching down, laying his arm across the body of Dustin. Count to 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Dustin still finding some life here. No, 3 count, 3 count.
Yeah, it's a 3.
So Dustin, early in the match, able to grab the momentum, and you feel like maybe it was kind of going his way. Now Sin is able to take advantage of Dustin not taking advantage. And we said that Sin struggles with control, but he was in control today. Even with Darian coming down, getting into the middle of the ring, Sin puts him down quick and goes right back to work on Dustin. And Sin is able to take the victory as both men now making their way up out of the ring. So JW, what do you think? What did you see in this match? What was the turning point?
the turning point was when Darian got involved. It really was. I mean, they got Dustin confused, and Sin took care of business.
Yeah. I mean, he comes in and Sin puts both of them down, which shows the amount of control. Which we said, you know, that he struggles with control at times, but he showed a great amount of it as he put Darian down and then went right back to work on Dustin. And I was thinking maybe Dustin could capitalize, get up, while Sin's attention was on Darian, but that was not the case. Now Sin tells Darian that he will see him next week. Sin kneeling in the middle of the ring. A little break in the action. We'll talk about some of the amazing sponsors that we have. Get on the message boards with all of your VAW fans, all of your VAW wrestlers at www.vawuniverse.boards.net. Also, Enmeshed Hunts is back with the Enmeshed Into Summer to Hunt. Into Summer to Hunt. That's a lot of twos. Like a tongue twister trying to read that. Currently accepting applications for vendors for the Summer Hunt beginning May 15th, running through June 15th. If you have any questions, please, I am Zoe Evanier. That's Evanier, and Zoe is spelled how Zoe is always spelled. Star Killer Custom Wrestling Attire by Hoist Fang. Get the information just outside of the ticket booth. That would be at the Forest Arena. Or please drop a note card to Hoist Fang, and I believe that he is actually here in the audience, so feel free to drop him. He just logged on, actually, so be sure to drop him a note card if you have any of your wrestling attire needs. And Rocka Fitness, the premier gym for health and fitness in SL, provides a fun environment for all ages. You will have access to fitness equipment, free weights, aerobic classes, Tai Chi, and much, much more, because we all know that we need to work out in Second Life. Stormin Islay is who to contact in terms of that. And Team Wildfire, need an entrance video made? Are you a wrestler? Contact the Firebird Lyra Phoenix for a good price to get your entrance video done and have the very nice videos that you see our wrestlers come out with on a regular basis. So JW, thoughts about the last match, and what are you looking forward to in the next?
My thoughts on the last match is it was a good match. Didn't expect that turn to come about, but what am I looking forward in the next match? Boobies. I'm kidding. I'm not looking forward to boobies.
Yes, you
well,
are.
maybe a little bit.
Well, you know, we'll be PG here for 2 seconds and say, you know, we're looking forward to blood and the chance that the title may change hands here tonight. The fact that this is a title match makes it high profile, and then you add into the fact that it's a first blood match, tells you just how gruesome this is going to be, as these two women are going to go at it, trying to draw blood, and the first to bleed is the first to leave. That actually, man, that turned out a lot better than I thought whenever I said it in my head.
That happens sometimes.
Could be because I'm sitting next to you.
god. Oh my god.
So JW, now that we have both women in the ring, Morgan the challenger, Zenobia the champion, what do you expect to see other than blood and, of course, you said earlier, boobies? What do you expect to see in the match tonight?
My money's on Morgan.
And why do you say that?
Because she's one of my favorites.
Can't be
She's
playing
legit
favorites.
like that.
Gotta be impartial when you're sitting here.
While I'm talking, let me go ahead and do the introductions.
Yes.
The challenger, standing 5'6", weighing in at 119 pounds. She is the one-woman army, Morgan Monarch, and her opponent, the current reigning and defending Temptations champion, Zenobia.
JW, you did that way better than I ever could.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I get to hold this, Sarah, I appreciate that. Nice. It's a lot heavier. Those are a lot heavier than you think they are. A lot heavier.
You might want to get used to that. That's the only time you'll ever have a title belt around your waist.
JW, quit talking junk. We're here to be friends tonight. You gotta be mean to me like that.
Because it's
Anyways,
so
yes.
easy.
This will be a first blood match. So as I said earlier, the first one to bleed is the first one to leave. So who's going to be able to, and who's going to walk out of here with the championship? We will find out as soon as Sarah...
Well, maybe I'll get lucky and the champion can't walk out and I have to and carry him out.
to carry them. I mean, that's just you being a gentleman. Both women standing in the middle of the ring, kind of sizing each other up. Who's going to take the first attack here? Zenobia and Morgan. You wonder what they say to each other in times like this when you're standing that close. And then they lock up into the middle of the ring.
If it was me, I'd be saying you need a tic-tac. Your breath smells like shit.
Are you saying that to me right now?
Well, I wasn't going to be so mean and upfront, but yeah,
that's what
you
I'm
might want to pop a couple sucks in.
Alright, I remember that. Alright, Zenobia goes straight for the wrist lock out of the lockup in the middle of the ring. Twisting that arm. I can do that to myself, and it hurts. Wrist lock strike as she's now beating down on the shoulder. But then Morgan gets tired of that and shoves Zenobia off. Making Zenobia stumble backwards.
I hope management just heard that. If you heard that, management, Matt volunteers to wrestle himself next week.
I will wrestle myself next week, yes. In the middle of the ring, doing everything to myself. During that, Morgan goes for the super kick, connecting right to the chin of Zenobia. She picks her up, sending Zenobia back into the corner. You see that Morgan is going on the attack right now, early in this match, going with the super kick. Zenobia setting up in the corner, Morgan making her way over.
That's kind of a smart move, doing super kick, because if she gets it just right, it makes her mouth bleed, and the rest sees it.
That's true. Morgan
That's
going right back for the attack on the head as she just raining punches, standing up on the second rope, just raining punch after punch after punch after punch, right to the mouth, right to the face. As you were saying, hey, that's a smart move. Super kick to the face, go right back with 10 punches to the face in the corner, and maybe you can draw some blood. But Zenobia is having none of it right after that as she counters with a punch right back to Morgan's face, kind of stunning Morgan for a second. And Morgan going right back. Stunned back after the punch, and Zenobia going straight for the drop kick, knocking Morgan down. So now Zenobia going the offensive. You felt like Morgan had all the momentum as she's raining those punches down, but then Zenobia is able to pop her one time in the face, step back, drop kick, and right now Morgan's on the mat, and Zenobia is making her way up to the top rope. Backflip off the top rope, right down onto Morgan's body. Both women laying right in the corner. So does Zenobia going for the flashy moves here early?
That looked painful. It looked like Zenobia caught her head on that bottom turnbuckle.
Which could be good news for Morgan, considering the fact that if Zenobia makes her own self bleed, well, that'll be even more interesting than me wrestling myself next week.
Yeah,
right
it sure would be.
Zenobia using the ropes.
If it was me in there, I would have wore every piece of rings I have.
Zenobia using the ropes to help herself get up. Morgan still laying down, feeling the effects of that backflip off of the top rope. Just as Zenobia vaulted herself. She really had to turn quick because Morgan was laying right there, so she had to turn over really fast. I can't do a back. One, I can't do a backflip. Two, I could never do a backflip that fast. Now Zenobia goes on the attack, lifting Morgan up. Zenobia now in full control of this match.
Yeah, you did a backflip. You probably break your neck, which...
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go ahead and try that, I ain't gonna stop you, you know.
I mean, you know. Maybe if you had an MD instead of a PhD, I would trust doing it if you were a doctor. And Zenobia lifts Morgan up, punch straight to the face. Another punch straight back to the face. Kind of knocking Morgan across the ring here.
Oh, I do have
another
my MD. Punch. I have my MD and my DDS, but there's only room enough for PhD.
Oh, I see. You're a man of
Don't
many talents.
Don't want to sound too cocky.
But then Zenobia goes straight for the Enziguri. Step up, kick right to the face of Morgan, knocking her out of the ring. Zenobia walks back across the ring. She might attempt something here to vault herself out. She's sliding out of the ring over here on our side now. Let's see what she's got in mind.
She might be coming to get a weapon.
She might be, but she's not getting the belt. I'm holding it.
As First Blood, anything is legal.
Yep. Now Morgan is back up on her feet. On the other side of the ring, Zenobia standing across. Now Morgan slides into the ring, making her way over to where Zenobia is.
Yeah, the reason
Zenobia might be looking under the ring here for a weapon.
I think she might. I mean, that's the PhD speaking out. You know, that sounds logical.
Yeah. Morgan making her way over, looking down, seeing what Zenobia is up to. Zenobia must be being really picky. She's gonna pick anything out from under there.
Yeah, it'd be too cocky. I mean, to run
and Morgan vaults herself through the ropes for a flying clothesline. So while Zenobia is looking for a weapon, she takes a look up at Morgan, and Morgan times it exactly right. Going for the flying clothesline. And then Zenobia gets up, counters right back with another clothesline. So both women just going right after each other here. Morgan vaulting herself, going for the clothesline. Zenobia countering with a clothesline of her own. And it looked like Morgan was going to be able to take a little momentum here, but Zenobia is the one standing up now, lifting Morgan up. Might be looking to throw her back into the ring.
Yeah, that's a thing. I'm a DDS. I might have some dental surgery to do after this match.
You might. That MD
that just means more money, more money, more money.
That's the only reason you get all those degrees, JW.
Yeah, exactly. It makes the world turn around.
Yes. Zenobia lifts Morgan up. She jumps and just jumps right onto Morgan's body, cracking Morgan's back into the edge of the ring. Now Morgan laying down as Zenobia is making her way back around the ring.
Most people swim in water. I swim in dollar bills.
Well, that's good. I'm going to come over to your house. Is that okay?
Yeah, but leave your fishing pole at home.
No. I'm going fishing, son. That's what I do. Alright, Sarah's checking Morgan right now, see if there's any blood. I agree, bitch. Degrees that you download online do not count. Zenobia standing in the middle of the ring. Sarah giving us the all good that Morgan is not bleeding yet. Morgan is making her way back up onto her feet under her own power. Zenobia standing in the middle of the ring, just biding her time. I believe that while Morgan was down, I would have been attacking. I would have been stomping. I would have found something to do.
That's what the smart person would have done.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying Zenobia is not smart, because she obviously is. She's the champ. She
Morgan
had to do
slides back
something
into
right
the ring.
to get that.
Both women looking exhausted.
And I'm just saying, my degrees are legal and binding.
Morgan makes her way over to Zenobia, but Zenobia wraps her arms around her belly-to-belly suplex, slamming Morgan back down. As soon as Morgan gets right back up into this match, Zenobia just continues to put her down. But I like to see Zenobia, as the champion here, to be going more on the attack, to be attacking the face of Morgan while she's on the ground, not allowing her to continually get back up and end this match as soon as you can, instead of allowing Morgan opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to come right back. And Morgan's found her way back up onto her feet. Zenobia kneeled down. Morgan making her way over. Zenobia facing away from her. So Morgan's got her up on. Drop kick right to the back of Zenobia, knocking her flat out on her face. All the opportunities Zenobia had to continually to capitalize, she does not take them. Morgan's able to get back up while Zenobia is exhausted. Drop kick right to the back, knocking Zenobia flat out. And now Morgan doing what I feel Zenobia should have been doing, just stomping Zenobia while she's on the ground. Challenger looking like she might be gaining a little bit of momentum here in this match.
I need to catch my breath just watching this match.
I know, they're all over the place. So many counters. Now Morgan goes down, lifting Zenobia up onto her knees. Both women locked up in the middle of the ring.
And remember, folks, this is not the last match. We have one more after this.
Morgan is able to grab Zenobia, spin her around, and drop Zenobia straight down onto her head. Pile driver from Morgan. Sarah getting down, checking for any blood as Zenobia was dropped right onto her head. Morgan standing over, waiting for a sign. Sarah continuing to look for any blood. And there's no blood yet, so Morgan should go right back on the attack here with Zenobia on the ground. As Zenobia gets up and attacks Morgan with a clothesline, Morgan's body flipping. So now we found Morgan on the ground, Zenobia back up this match, just going back and forth, back and forth. No woman really establishing themselves in firm control here.
I'm just saying, if Zenobia was on the ground and I was fighting her in a first blood match, I would have took the knee pads off and dropped the knee across the bridge of her nose a couple times. That is sure to bring blood. I'm just saying.
Zenobia lifting Morgan up, jumping up, wrapping her legs around her head. Hurricane Rana slamming Morgan's face back into the mat. Morgan taking a lot of punishment right now, but Zenobia is as well. Morgan laying out, Zenobia standing in the middle of the ring. Morgan sits up. Both women clearly exhausted, but one's going to have to win. One's going to have to draw blood from the other as Zenobia slides out of the ring. And maybe she goes looking for something to assist in drawing blood from Morgan as Morgan slides out of the ring herself. Morgan kneeled down on the outside, kind of crawling around. Zenobia standing over near the ramp. Morgan using the side of the ring to assist herself up. Slowly making herself getting up to the side, and now on the attack, walking over to where Zenobia has been standing. And you feel like there should have been more of an attack going on during that time. It seems like they're just biding their time at this moment.
This just goes to prove that Morgan's name One Woman Army is well deserved. I mean, let's look at this match so far. Zenobia has went out twice for weapons.
And
Morgan
Zenobia goes right down for the eye rake. Scratching those nails across the face of Morgan, seeing if maybe she can't get some sort of blood to come from her face if she goes right back on the offensive, punching Morgan right in the face. Like Zenobia is not going on the attack enough at this point. And now Morgan goes right back for a kick to the gut. She waits for Morgan to get up, but when Morgan gets to where Zenobia's, been able to put her down, but whenever you put her down, wouldn't you think you'd want to, end it as soon as you can? You wouldn't want to just stand out on the side.
Yeah, and Matt, excuse me real quick, I just got word from the back. The main event will be Alexius, the Italian Dragon, Gant, and Danny Thunder versus Red and Dave McLanada. It's going to be a big main event. Tag team match. It's going to be huge.
Yep. First match we had tonight was very eventful, was very exciting. And we have this one now, a title match today, followed by a big tag team match as a main event. This is definitely a show not to miss, as now Morgan starting to take control as she drops Zenobia's head across the steel steps, wondering if that might draw the blood as she performs the "not my problem" all over Zenobia's face, slamming her head down into the bottom steel step and then into the concrete below. Morgan now standing, Zenobia now laid out on the concrete outside of the ring. Sarah, the referee, making her way down to check for any sign of blood. Morgan making her way around outside the ring. Maybe just using this as a time to catch her breath. She goes down. Zenobia starts to make her way up onto her knees. Sarah checking for any signs of blood. That was a huge move performed by Morgan, slamming Zenobia's face onto the bottom steel step and then onto the ground, and still no blood coming from Zenobia, no blood coming from Morgan. Both women still in good shape. This match still very much up for grabs.
These women are tough as nails, and it ain't even that time of the month. I'm just saying, I hate to see them at that time of the month, you know what I mean?
I don't know if I want to be with you in that statement, JW. So when women here who might be get mad at you, they cannot say hateful things to me. You're on your own with that one.
You mean a note telling me it's all on you, bro.
Yeah,
I got it right here.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Morgan following with Zenobia. Zenobia raises up, kick right to the face, knocking Morgan down. Pretty sure this time Sarah's going to go check. Zenobia just continuing to kind of walk around the ring.
Zenobia is looking almost zombie-fied.
Yeah, you continue to wonder why she's not just attacking. Like, even if Sarah's down there checking, who cares? I'd be slamming her face into the concrete. Use it. But nothing's happening.
Use those steel steps.
Nothing's being done to try to draw blood from Morgan at this moment.
It makes you wonder, has Zenobia just given up?
I don't know. That's a very good question. But there's been plenty of opportunities, and I feel for both of them to have drawn blood up to this point, but it's kind of been letting the other one get back up and get into the fight instead of just ending it. Zenobia now drops to a knee, and now Morgan making her way over to Zenobia. Typically what happens here is Zenobia gets up, counters with a few punches, knocks Morgan back down, and then Morgan is able to counter with a big move herself. But one of these women is going to have to command control, get the other down the ground, and just get relentless and draw that blood, because this is for the championship. This isn't just a regular everyday match, which are important in their own right, but the winner of this either walks out still champion or is the new champion. So this is not a match to just stand around. Morgan making her way over to Zenobia.
Here's a thought you can ponder. It's first blood, right? What if they both hit each other at the exact same time and both draw blood at the exact same time? Who wins then?
I don't know. Do you know? Whoever Sarah says win, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe we'd have co-temptation champions. It is a possibility.
Yeah. Would you have co, or would it just, if it was at the same time, would Zenobia just retain?
I don't know, but I wouldn't trust Sarah James Ward on it. Like I said, she has a little bit of brain damage,
Now Morgan wrapping her arms around the arms of Zenobia, going into the full Nelson. Her head's right over there around those steps. And we'll see. Skull Crusher dropping her straight down onto the steel steps. I was sitting there thinking, if she could drop her face down the steps, utilize those, this could possibly draw the blood. Morgan goes for the full Nelson, kicks her leg around Zenobia's leg, and slams her head right down into the steel steps. Get in there, Sarah, see if we have any blood.
That makes my head hurt. I need to look.
I'm bleeding. I think my nose is bleeding. I just watched it. Let me check. Am I bleeding? JW, look.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But keep
All right.
Keep talking.
And she's bleeding. The full Nelson into the Skull Crusher wins it
She
for Morgan,
bleeding.
the new champion. The championship changes hands here in the first blood match. Morgan wins. Zenobia is defeated in the first blood match, and Morgan is your new Temptations champion. A nasty, nasty move to end it. If that wasn't going to draw blood, I don't know what was. The amount of force Morgan just throws her whole body and slammed her down, demanding a mic and the belt. Here you go, you can have it.
You gotta announce it right, though. It's the winner and new champion, Morgan Monarch. You gotta get Michael Buffer with it. Here's your
I got
mic.
you here, JW.
There you go. Here's the mic. I was rooting for you.
Interested to see what she has to say. Big win, definitely won because it gives her the championship.
I told you she's gonna win.
You just play favorites.
I told you 2 weeks ago, Zenobia, that I would make you bleed. And I have. And may I say, it is quite an improvement. Now, I'm the new face of the Temptations title. Because you did not deserve this belt anymore. Now it is where it belongs. Around my waist.
Wow, those tough words. And well said indeed. And what better place for an English woman to win it than in London Hyde Park?
Hey,
I'm just saying.
It's a homecoming for Morgan, and not only does she win, but she is the new Temptations champion. Is that better, JW? Is that good for you? Is that how you like it?
You what? You getting there, buddy? I'm
You
proud
know,
of you.
I'm new, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I'm proud of you. See,
Yes.
you're learning from the professor.
You know, I
See how
gotta
that
learn where I
works?
can. For all your hot spot clothing needs, check out Candy Trice, the former women's champion and VAW Hall of Famer, as she is set out to create innovative mesh and non-mesh designs for men and women. That is hot spot clothing. And for all of your Shoutcast stream needs, check out Lush Audio, the oldest Shoutcast provider in SL, with a special auto DJ and live stream options available. That is Lush Audio. And what if you have Twitter, why not follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/VAW Wrestling 55. The W in VAW goes right into wrestling, so no second W in that. We have an amazing main event coming up, as it was announced just during that last match. And also, if you do not have the Fan Interaction HUD, it allows you to cheer, boo, like, dislike, rate, and leave comments on the show. If JW says something you don't like, which I'm pretty sure he has, because JW says a lot of things I don't like, put a comment about it. If you don't like something that's happened in the ring, if something has bothered you, please feel free to leave a comment. Let us know what you think about it, good or bad. We always love the feedback.
Or if you want to get JW your phone number. Hey,
If you want to do that, you can just send him an IM. JW, nobody's going to give you their phone number. And JW does accept male and female phone numbers.
No, I don't. Just female.
Well, you know, equal opportunity. You do what you can do.
So, I'm looking out at the crowd, and your partner from Elite is out there, Mr. Jordan.
Oh well,
Right
yeah.
out there.
He sent me. He texted me earlier, but I was right in the middle of calling the match. I couldn't really respond. I felt it vibrate though. I checked from who it was from. So welcome, George. You should have climbed down here with us.
Good to see you, Jordan.
Yes, it is. And as we
Now-
said, VAW Elite Tuesday nights at 5. Free preview coming up.
Your big main event in that free preview will be an Elimination Chamber. It's gonna be awesome. And Jordan, since you're here, if you want to take some pointers on commentary from the professor, feel free. Feel free.
Just ignore him. Now that all 4 men have made their way down to the ring, don't let me interrupt you, JW. Go ahead with what you were going to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, your main event for the evening is set for one fall. Introducing first in the corner closest to my right. Weighing in at a combined weight of 575 pounds, Big Red Blackheart and Dave McLenada, and their opponents, weighing in at a combined weight of 632 pounds. The VAW champion, the Italian Dragon Alexius Gant, and his partner, Danny Thunder. When this match begins, Sarah Jane is in charge of the action.
Yes, she is, and it will be a straight tag match. Both men having to tag the other to get them back into the ring. It's going to be very, very, very interesting to see what happens. A lot of high-profile wrestlers in the ring tonight. I'm very excited. And this was announced.
We actually have the U.S. champion and the VAW champion in the same match. Big Red
Yes.
Blackheart is the U.S. champion.
So there's been a lot of gold, aka belts, present in the show tonight. Now Sarah calls for the bell. Alexius and Red will square off right in the middle of the ring to start off as a lockup. Red and Alexius pushing on each other here. One trying to gain an upper hand on the other. Alexius grabbing Red's arm, going straight for the armbar takedown. Stretching that shoulder of Red early, going on the attack here.
Yeah, my money is on Alexius Gant and Danny Thunder. But I gotta say, the best thing about the Dave Mack and Big Red tag team has to be Dave Mack's manager outside the ring, Lillian. She's pretty good at what she does.
You know, you're just like Jordan here, always talking about the ladies. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying she's a good manager.
Yeah. Jordan, you want to chime in on this?
Dave Mack's a douchebag, but she is actually pretty nice.
Alexius pushes Red across the ring, off the ropes. Red comes back into the middle. Alexius grabs, scoop slam, dropping Red Blackheart straight down onto his back. Red grabbing at his back in pain. Alexius going right back on the attack, stomps to the midsection. Over and over again. Playing it smart by keeping Red more over toward their corner as Alexius pulls himself off of the ropes. Comes back to the middle of the ring, raises up, going straight for the leg drop and going straight down for the pin.
Yeah, that is
two. Only a 2 count.
That is a very smart move. In tag team matches, it's all about dividing the ring. You got to divide and conquer. And please, if you're not in the match, get out of the barrier. Thank you very much.
Danny and Alexius having a little conversation. Red giving a little bit of time to kind of recover here. Alexius standing looking over at Red.
Yep, and there's a reason behind this. As I said, if you're not in the match, please get out of the ring. Thank you, Derek 2005. I'm talking to you, yes. Thank you. Anyway, next week at the free preview, there will be a big triple threat match, and right now they're working together. But in triple threat matches, there are no allies. We gotta remember this.
Yes, a Big Red now going the offensive as he goes with left punch, right punch, kick to the thigh, and right there with a standing knee strike. As now Alexius is the one. Big Red pushing Alexius into the corner, back into his corner. So then you have Red and Dave Mack standing right next to each other with Alexius stuck right in the middle. Big Red goes for the tag, bringing Dave Mack into the match for the first time. Red makes his way outside of the ring. Dave Mack climbing through the ropes. Alexius stuck in the corner.
Dave Mack is almost making a hometown appearance. He is the Welsh Dragon. I think that's what he's called, or the Welsh something or another. Anyway, he's from Wales. Who really cares about Wales, you know? But they're part of the UK, so it's almost
a hometown. That's kind of mean. Dave Mack,
if you can't handle it.
Dave Mack grabbing onto the second rope and thrusting his shoulders into the midsection of Alexius. Alexius not in a good position right now as he is over in the corner with Red and Dave. Dave lifting Alexius straight up into the air, just showing you that straight, just holding him straight up and drop back right into the middle of the ring, so right down onto his back. Alexius laid out, grabbing at his lower back in the middle of the ring. Dave Mack standing up after that huge vertical suplex, just holding him up there for 5 to 10 seconds before just leaning back. Dave Mack goes down for the quick pin here, hooking the leg.
Yeah, Daymac
Only a 2.
definitely has a power advantage over Alexius.
Well, look at him. He's 2 times as wide. Dave Mack is a big fella.
He is. He's a big dude.
He is a big dude.
If only big muscles constituted for brains. It doesn't though, so.
You're a pretty big dude.
Yeah,
Alexis
but I
goes right back on the
brains
attack,
too.
kick to the gut, punch back to the face, and now he throws Dave into his corner, and the tables have turned as Alexius wobbles over, probably going to tag Danny in here at this moment, as he does, bringing Danny Thunder into the match for the first time. Turn the tables, getting Dave over into their corner, and now we're going to get to see Danny Thunder and Dave Mack go at it, as Alexius stands outside of the ring, regaining himself. Danny going right on the attack with the knee strikes over and over right to the midsection while Dave Mack is pushed down, falling down to the second turnbuckle, and then a big chop right across the chest, backhand, and then a snapmare pulling Dave out of the corner, throwing him right back into the middle of the ring. Danny going right on the offensive, right out of the gate, going straight to the knees, right to the midsection, big slap, snapmare pushing him right back into the middle of the ring, raising his fist in the air, Lillian yelling for Dave to get up. Red doing the same. Dave's able to make his way back up. Danny comes in, goes for the wrist lock, just stretching that shoulder of Dave.
See,
and then dropping his elbow down across the arm, going off the rope, back across to the middle, but Dave Mack meets him with a shoulder block, knocking Danny down to the ground.
That's why I said Lillian is good at what she does. See that encouragement? That's what managers are supposed to do.
Is that encouragement, or is that fear that you really don't want your woman mad at you? That's all I'm saying. And then Dave goes right back down, dropping his elbow right into the midsection of Danny. And does it again, 2 straight in a row. So Danny had a lot of momentum. He comes off the rope. And then Dave just with a huge shoulder block, knocking Danny down to the ground, now dropping elbows. And now Dave going for the neck wrench hold. Kneeled down behind Danny, pulling on that neck. Dave getting up, making his way around the ring. Tide definitely has turned. Alexi is yelling for Danny to get up. Danny had all the momentum, as we said, and one thing about this that we've seen throughout the course of the night is how back and forth everything is. As right now, Dave's going for the figure 4. Is he going to be able to lock it in? And he does. He's got his leg pushed down, and he is leaning back, holding that figure 4 and going a lot of pressure on the legs of Danny Thunder right now. You can see that he's just writhing in pain. Danny's trying to crawl his way maybe to the ropes to try to break this because Dave's got that in deep. Alexi is cheering for Danny to get over to the ropes, and Danny's slowly starting to make his way, but Dave is grabbing onto that leg and pulling back.
That figure 4 leg lock, let me tell you what it does. It puts a ton of pressure on your lower back. It makes it where you have a hard time breathing without hurting. Mm-hmm. That's what a figure 4 does.
And now Danny gets to the ropes. It's going to be a rope break.
That's a good move. If he wouldn't have get to the ropes, I would have tried to reverse it if I was him, because that puts all the pressure on your opponent's back.
Yeah. Now the ref starts the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Dave Mack releases it. But you know, like you said, that pain shooting through Danny's lower body right now, and Dave Mack able to crawl back up to his feet.
As much as I hate to give him credit, that's a smart move by Daymac right there, taking advantage of the 5 count he had to release that hold.
Yeah, he was telling the ref, I have till 4, making the ref count. Was going to hold it as long as he could. Now Dave going on the offensive, lifting him up. But Danny goes right back with a kid to the gut and goes straight into the side headlock. Squeezing the head of Dave Mack. And Danny's no small boy either. He's got big arms. Squeezing Dave Mack's head.
I once saw Danny put a side headlock on a pumpkin and squash it.
And now strike right to Dave Mack, pushing him back, shoving him off, coming off the ropes, clothesline. And now Danny stands up right in the middle of the ring, taking control back of this match. Dave Mack laid out in the middle of the ring, grabbing on his head of that massive clothesline. It's like Red is starting to make his way into the ring as well. Danny just ground stop after ground stop with a leg drop right across the throat of Dave Mack. Sarah telling Red to get back. Red is not legally in the match right now, but definitely going to go out there to help his partner. And now Danny slapping the legs around, getting the twist, trying to lock in the sharpshooter, and he does. Dave Mack shaking his head. Now Danny locking it in deep. Dave Mack out in the middle of the ring. Red making his way out. Probably going to try to break this up. Big Red comes in, and Danny lets go of the sharpshooter to go take care of Red, pushing him back out of the ring. I believe I would have just held on to the sharpshooter, inflicted the pain as long as I could have, and if Red comes up, then attack him whenever he gets right to me. I don't believe I would have let it go so soon, and it seems that is exactly what Red wanted him to do.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a smart move, taking your focus off of the guy who is legal in the ring.
Yeah. Dave can end this match, Red can't. Danny, all his attention right now on Red, making sure that he stays out of the ring. Dave grabbing at his lower back. Slowly starting to make his way back up.
It seems like both Danny and Dave have an agenda on making the other person's back hurt.
Yes, that is true. Alexius yelling that Danny needs to pay attention back to the match, as now Dave is up. And Alexius calling for Danny to pay attention, and Danny does as he wraps his arms around Dave Mack, and with the devil lock DDT dropping Dave Mack straight back down to his head. You thought that maybe Danny would have been a little bit too distracted, but as soon as Dave Mack gets up, he's able to get him with the devil lock, drop straight down onto his head, and now Danny is up. Dave Mack is down, and we'll see if maybe he brings Alexius in.
See, that's where Red should have stepped in. He shouldn't have tried to distract him. He should have went in then and hit him from behind before he could get that DDT off.
Yeah. Dave Mack laid out in the middle of the ring now. Alexius is tagged in. He goes straight to the top rope, climbing the turnbuckles, jumping off, going straight for the flying elbow drop. Connects right into the middle of Dave Mack's chest, going straight for the pin, going down 1, 2, and only a 2 count as Dave Mack is able to kick out, but a devil lock DDT followed up by an elbow drop, and Alexius shot himself way into the sky. It was only a 2 count. Alexius looking for confirmation from Sarah. She just nods her head, saying yes, it's only a 2. Now Alexius goes back, lifting Dave Mack up. Dave Mack with the eye rake, distracting Alexius. See if maybe he can use some time here. Goes back off of the rope, coming back across the ring. And right with a big spear, right, almost snapping Alexius in half. Alexius now grabbing at his midsection. As we said earlier, Dave Mack is not a little dude. And when you have all that force going straight through your midsection, definitely going to cause a lot of pain, a lot of damage, and now Alexius is feeling it
Yep.
as all of Dave Mack just went right through him.
That's like getting hit by a Mack truck at 60 miles an hour.
Now Dave making his way over to Red. Tagging him in. Dave Mack out, Red Blackheart in. Alexius still in the middle of the ring.
There's a story that when Dave was in training to be a wrestler, he once hit a guy with a spear so hard that it broke his back and ended his dream of being a pro wrestler. So
I don't believe it. Look at
Dave's
this.
a dangerous man when it comes to spearing people.
Red getting cocky. He comes right into the ring, and instead of going on the attack of Alexius, he goes right over to the turnbuckle, looks out to the fans, lifting his arms up, and Alexius is starting to be able to get himself up. Really needed to go in and just capitalize
Yeah, and
after the huge spear.
Red's a little unstable. I wouldn't turn my back on him for any amount of time. I mean, he does suffer from PTSD.
And Red goes for the super kick, but Alexius ducks under, vaults off of the rope, moonsault backwards, right down onto Red. So Red comes out, gets cocky, cheers in the middle of the ring, turns around. Alexius is standing up. He goes for the big boot to the face. Alexius ducks under, goes right to the second rope, vaults himself up into the air, backflip, full body right across Red. Both men knocked out in the middle of the ring, both starting to make their way to their feet very slowly. Red able to get up to his feet first as Alexius is still making his way.
Yeah, Red suffers from post-traumatic stress syndrome from when he was in the military. So, you get him in a corner, he is scary because he'll fight his way out.
Oh yeah. Both men locked up now in the middle of the ring. Big Red going for the hammerlock, twisting that arm behind Alexius and kind of steering him away from his corner. And then he does a strike right to the back of the neck. Alexius grabbing at the back. And he gets right back up and shoves Red off. Kind of pushing Red a little bit over. Was Alexius, I make them come back right back, left cross punch right to the face of Alexius. Now dealing out a little bit of damage vertically here. A forearm club right across the face of Red. Vaults himself off of the ropes. Red Blackheart, though, grabbing Alexius and going for the Samoan drop, dropping him straight back onto his back. So Alexius hits a couple punches, then he goes and vaults himself off of the ropes. When he gets back to the middle, Red catches him, lifts him up, Samoan drop, dropping all of that force back onto his back, and Alexius has to be feeling that one. He's starting to make his way back up to his feet. He's going to have to find a way to get Danny back into this as Red starts to measure him up. Alexius standing up right in the middle, wobbly in the middle of the ring. Red making his way over. Alexius, though, with a kick to the gut, jumps up, head, legs around his head, Hurricane Rana spinning down, pulling Red back down to the ground, and Alexius just kind of leaning there, leaning over, exhausted. But Red was measuring Alexius up at that moment. Alexius is able to snuff out any attempt Red was about to have, kick straight to the gut, jumps up, Hurricane Rana pulling Red down to the ground, and now Danny is tagged back in. Red still laid down. Maybe a little dizzy, maybe a little hurt, but being ground stomped now. Danny going right back on the offensive here. Leaning down, picking Red up. And now Danny going for the sleeper hold. His arms wrapped around the neck of Big Red. Right in the middle of the ring. Red struggling. Red shaking his head saying, no, he's not giving up. No, he's not going to sleep. His arm's starting to go just a little bit limp. And Danny holding on to it. But Red's able to get his hand back around the back of Danny's head. And does a snapmare flipping Danny over. And Danny gets right back up. But Red was able to find his way out of that. and makes his way back to the corner, and Danny goes right back on the attack.
This
But Big Red was waiting on a super kick right to the face of Danny, knocking him out right in the middle of the ring.
This is shaping up to be quite the matchup.
Yes, it is. Goes right down for the pin. And a quick kick out. Only the two. But Red really kind of flips the momentum of the match in that moment. As Danny has him in the sleeper hold, Red's able to flip him over his head with a snapmare, then walks back to the corner, kind of measuring up Danny. Danny gets up quick, walks over, and Red's saying it's time for full throttle. As now he lifts Danny up, and you wonder if Red might be getting a little too cocky, a little bit too fast. As he lifts up Danny and throws him down the full throttle, it connects straight down into the middle of the mat. Goes straight down for the pin. Only the two. So another kick out by Danny. Two huge moves. Super kick right to the face, followed up by the full throttle. And you would think that that would be enough to end it. And you can tell by the look on Red's face that he felt it would have been enough to end it as well. As he just kneels over, completely exhausted.
He needs to get it together. If he wants to win the match, it's literally inches away from him. He needs to pick him up and do one more massive move, and that might be all she wrote.
Yep. Danny laid out Red on his knees, inching his way closer to Danny. See if there's Red starting to make his way back up to his feet slowly. You know, he thought that he had it. He hits the super kick, then full throttle connects, nearly sending Danny through the floor of the mat. The amount of force that he tosses him down, but then Danny is able to kick out, and he goes right back up and goes and picks Danny up. So we'll see if he follows your advice here. But then Danny slapped right to the goes for the choke slam, but then Big Red counters with another full throttle and goes right back for the pin. So as you said, he needed to do another big move. Goes down to 2, 3.
See, someone listens.
They took your advice, and Big Red, Blackheart, and Dave Mack take the victory over Danny and Alexius, with Red hitting 3 huge moves in a row. Super kick, full throttle, and full throttle yet again when it looked like Danny might have been able to go for the choke slam. He gets his hand around Big Red's throat, but then Big Red is able to toss him up in the air, and slam his body down.
And that's why they call me the Professor.
And now Dave Mack goes in and spears Alexius from across the ring. And is just continuing to pound down. So after the match is over and Dave Mack going on the attack as he spears Alexius, and then continuing to pound on him on the ground.
And Danny Boy Firehawk has hopped the barricade.
Like he might have a little something to say, but as he slides into the ring, and Alexius and Dave Mack are continuing to go at it in the ring, and Red and Danny are going at it outside of the ring, and it looks that Danny Boy is on the move for somebody. Dave Mack lifting Alexius up over and goes right for the borderline facebuster. Danny Boy, standing outside the ring, watches Alexius' body just left lifeless in the middle of the ring. The match is over. The match has been over, and these men continue to just demolish on Alexius and Danny. And now, Danny Boy in the middle of the ring, big boot right to the face of Red, knocking Red out in the middle of the ring. So maybe Dave Mack doesn't get what he deserves, but Big Red does at the bottom of the boot of Danny Boy Firehawk. And Danny Boy yelling out how good it felt to have Red Blackheart's face on the bottom of his boot. The winners of the match are Red and Dave Mack, but they go on the attack afterwards as well, continuing with Dave Mack with the big spear, continuing with the ground pound. And then Danny Boy finds his way into the ring and delivers a big boot right to Red's face, and Dave Mack and Danny Boy staring each other down.
Wow. With this kind of action, you gotta wonder what's the main event at the free per-view gonna be like.
Exactly. So a big week next week for the free previews. Tell us a little bit about that as we get ready to sign off.
Starting off with Tuesday Elite. Of course, I'll have a match where I bestow some knowledge upon Jamal Travis. I'll take care of him. But the big main event of Elite's free per view is going to be an Elimination Chamber. And then on Thursday you have Turbulence. And the big main event of the Turbulence free per view will be a triple threat match. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, so make sure that you're here next week for both Elite at 5 p.m. live from the Force Arena as they have Survival, and then for Turbulence Thursday at 3. Not really sure where it's going to be located, but both are setting up to be big nights you were not going to want to miss, and nights that may reshape the face of the VAW. So we will see you all next week, starting Tuesday night with Elite at 5 p.m. as we bring you Survival. Everyone have a good night, and we will see you next week.
Good night, and go fight.
This video was filmed on location by Zarakan Productions. Zarakan Productions is an umbrella group for many YouTube shows and businesses both inside and outside of Second Life. Please go to Zarakan.com for a complete listing of shows and businesses associated with Zarakan Productions and their own media links. Zarakan Productions shows have been organized alphabetically in playlists in a year, month, day format for easier video navigation. Multiple part videos have been named accordingly, starting with part 1, and the last video of a multiple part video series will have end as a part of its title. Please like, comment, and share this video as it helps both Zarakan Productions and the creators of this video's content. Also, be sure to check the playlists for past episodes of show content, and subscribe to this channel for future videos. Thank you for watching, and happy wandering.